guys doing today? Young activists out here today, and we are with our youth, and we're going to go around the circle and introduce each and every single person. So we're going to start off on this side.
I'm Devontae Lee, just graduated from DSST Montview.
I'm Kennedy, just turned 21, originally from Colorado.
I'm Noah, and I go to Blues.
Okay.
I'm Heads for Press. I don't know which camera I'm at right here. But what's up, Heads for Press?
I'm Trinity.
Awesome. If anybody here is the voice and Uncle Tux's moderator here on our network, appreciate you guys coming. First off, I'd like to just start real simple, just kind of get to know, or people kind of get to know you. What school did you go to? What school you go to? The school that you went to. High school, please, if you guys are all high school or experienced high school, correct? Can we just go high school so at least, people know at least where you're at?
I'm a recent graduate of Denver School of Innovation and Sustainable Design.
This sounds like a prep school. I went to a couple different schools. I went to George, Montbello, and Adams City.
Young activist. I graduated from Manual High School on the east side.
I'm going to Bruce.
I went to Oberlin High School, class of 2017.
And I graduated recently from Montview, DSST.
Awesome. How do you guys feel about you guys' schools? That you guys went to?
I make fun about my schools I went to, so I loved it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of cool.
Yeah, Sam, I learned things, took away things, didn't learn things, so that's the point of high school.
I had one black teacher.
Same, yeah, we only had one black teacher. All our teachers kept leaving after year after year after year.
I mean, I think we have more, but my roster was one.
My school's going okay.
So far.
Trying to make it better.
Are you still in school?
Yeah, he's a freshman.
Well, I'm in like now.
No.
Oh,
How many black teachers do you got?
None. All white.
Yeah. I loved the last 2 years of my school experience. I had a black principal, my counselor was black. Majority of my teachers were black males, actually. So I enjoyed my school experience. It helped me a lot. It motivated me to become a young black leader as I am.
That's tight.
Just kind of go on that, just to go a little deeper. What do you guys, do you believe that there is an importance of having black teachers within, or black administrators, teachers, faculty, so on and so forth? What is the importance, and kind of describe that?
I think it's important because they understand, these black kids come in here at certain times of the day, they know what's going on at home sometimes, and they just understand when you talk to them one-on-one, they can understand the depth of your culture and everything. So it's
To
really
understand
important.
the pressures of being black.
Yeah, and for my teacher, I have a white English teacher, he's teaching, white history. I have a black English teacher, he's teaching black history and white history. So it's like, I'm gonna teach y'all both. And for the white students, I'm gonna teach y'all the black history, So it's like,
I think it's important in places. Actually, I think it's important all over the place. For one, for diversity. It's just a lack of black males, black teachers within the system already. So it's important to see a different minority face or a different face that looks like you, even if it's not black. You know what I'm saying? It's not white. And I mean that like in the most respectful way possible, because you always see white teachers. You don't see too many times do you see minority teachers. So I do think that you definitely need the presence of minority teachers within.
yeah, and I think it's just good just because it changes the outcome for any black kid that goes to any white school. Because when you go to a school and there's a bunch of white teachers, there's a lot of high school kids that's gonna be like, well, this system is against me. Because every time I get called in for something, I somehow get in trouble and then get major sentence, a big detention or something, or 3-day detention. And so I think it just changes the outcome. Because then if I had a black dean, which is a principal, and so before he left, I remember he used to pull me in his office and just conversation hey, what's up, how's your day, how's grade? And that used to just every day I used to leave that school that was a cool conversation. And so I think that's really needed.
I think the power matters too, though. I think because a teacher can only do so much.
Yeah.
Right? Teachers, like, as we know, I mean, we know white teachers that complain about the principal all the time. So, I mean, I feel like as much as we need black teachers, we also need black, deans,
Yeah.
black principals, black
Counselors.
Yeah.
just because then black counselors can tell you, this HBCU, or they can really be real. If I would have had a black counselor, I think like my freshman and sophomore year, I probably would have had somebody that really put me on an honest track to be like, hey, this is what you need to hear, because that's something that I can't say about African Americans. When it comes to them talking to each other, it's just like they tell you what you need to hear.
Yeah.
They don't ever, like, it's never really sugarcoated, and if it is, you still need to hear it.
Yep.
But yeah, like I said, I think it's just more. It goes a step further than just being black teachers, deans. Like I said,
I think, well, like, I had a black principal, and I think he was more of a pleaser than a leader.
Mr. Lundy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I felt that, like, just because, we had all white deans. This one guy, I just felt like the deans ran the school more than the principal did. He was always in his office. You never saw him around. Stop by class, nothing, check on the students. And the students he worked close with, but I didn't see any black leadership inside. Like, it
He was
didn't matter
close
if he was black or not to me.
For real. He was close to a lot of athletic students, too.
Yeah, yeah. But
I've
you
always
really
had
have
a black
enough
dean, or like a dean of color, like middle school, high school.
Mhm.
And like my high school's like majority white male. I have like 49 kids in my class, so like you can kind of imagine like a small school. I'm pretty sure 30 of those kids are like white boys, so. But I've always had a dean of color, which like I'm sitting here thinking about like,
How important was that? Like, I mean, if you're in a class, you said approximately 30 of your 49, your
Yeah.
class of 49 is white males.
Males.
Was there any times where did you feel like he noticed that, your dean?
I don't know. I feel like they, like, I don't want to say they specifically chose a dean of color, like, because, like, kids of color are the ones who, like, get in trouble, but I feel like it kind of is, like, that situation. Like, we're going to put you in this area because, like, you can cater to this demographic. Like, they didn't see, like, a lot of Trevor's getting in trouble, Like,
No Connors.
yeah, like,
Davis.
so I feel like they kind of put them in that predicament rather than like the teachers. Like I think I had 2 teachers of color, which they didn't even make it all 4 years of my high school. But like there was always a dean of color. Like when I think like back, like I've always had a dean of color.
me too.
So you guys think that was more or less to be quote unquote the overseer, or to say, okay, it
Interesting.
was more a control tactic rather than,
For me, I feel like there was more security.
Interesting.
you think so?
I enjoyed that. That was you know what I'm saying? That was, you know what I'm saying? That was one of them questions where you gotta be like, let's go back to the plantation.
Is he what they call Chicken George or whoever,
Right.
the gunline boss? Was that
Well, I
the
don't know,
dean?
'cause I had a dean, and he changed my life, like the structure of my life.
Mhm.
My senior year, if it wasn't for my dean,
Hold on. Say his name.
Calvin McCoy. So you hear that, Coach McCoy? You know what I'm saying? But granted, he wasn't the dean at first. He was a basketball trainer as a coach. You know what I'm saying? And he transitioned, from basketball coach to dean. And so I don't know if that played a part to, him, like the school just being like, hey, you have a close relationship with the male students already. Your boys are already leaders, so if we can put you in a position of power. I don't know necessarily what it was, but I know when he got in a position of power, it wasn't like he was like pleasing anybody. I mean, he was doing his job. So I don't know. It's it depends.
Yeah.
So I do have a question though. If you were to build a perfect teacher, give me, or a perfect perfect teacher, all right, or even a dean or whatever the situation is. Puts a person in your school to represent you. What would be like 3 things, characteristics, or intangibles that they would have to have? Anybody?
I'm gonna start. 'Cause I have an idea.
I'm trying to think.
Go ahead.
One thing is the quality of positive propaganda. What I mean by that is like when you first go into school, I think the most important thing for you to understand is who you are, self-value. Because a lot of the times we are taught about slavery and the civil rights movement when it comes to black history in schools. if we can be taught more, like for example, Mansa Musa, parts of Africa in which we lived in, the Moors, because a lot of people don't know this, but a lot of Europe prior to the 1400s, before the Renaissance era, was all black people. So if we were taught history of when we were kings and queens of those time periods, we would have more self-value when it comes to school. You would see less fights from us. You would see less of us interacting and treating ourselves like niggas and more like royalty.
I feel like attentiveness is big for me. Like, I've noticed teachers just walking in class, all right, get straight to it. You didn't even look at your student's face. You didn't even look that Susie was just crying before she came here, you know? You didn't even look at her to see that, you know, this girl got a black eye. Why? You know, you don't care about that, so you just want to get in, get out. I think teachers nowadays are just want to get through the roster and get through the whatever for the day, and they don't even care about the students anymore.
Yeah.
I feel that.
Yeah, I think I agree with what she said, because a lot of teachers are just trying to just get their paycheck and go. Like, they don't care if you learn it, they don't care if you don't learn it. They just know that, hey, you just gotta pass this test with a C, because that's gonna get me looking good, and I'm gonna be back next year doing the same thing. And so I feel like if teachers had a different motivation, like teaching, and like had a different reason on why they teaching instead of just like a paycheck, then it'd just be a different learning environment.
My question would be, do y'all think y'all give sometimes teachers a hard time?
I was gonna
Especially black
say,
teachers?
because students in the class, like, they're hard to teach half the time. So it's like, of course they're gonna come in, you know, if I don't even feel like teaching, I don't even wanna learn.
Yeah.
That goes on our behalf too.
Yeah, for sure, man. I think, what y'all said, I basically hit it on the head. A teacher that's just like, that basically doesn't care about a paycheck. That's definitely a big personality trait I would like to have. But I think, like, another thing that's important for me as a student, relatability probably. Relatability, just depending on like who it is. Because it was just some teachers that white teachers that play sports. They love talking about sports. So I'm like, oh shit, I love to go to his class. Or it's just like, I think the more a teacher related to you and to like the students as a person, and not as like a student or as a kid, you know what I'm saying? But like as an equal, those are like the more of my better relationships. Those are like the more relationships better classes that I had better grades in. But for some reason, they were never in math and English and fucking history. They were always in like shit that didn't matter, like gym,
Right.
art,
I
or
want to go
like.
back and say, I've seen more black security guards than I've seen deans.
Yeah, me too.
Police and all that, because I feel like
You don't need a degree for that.
they don't want to take control of a kid wilding out. They would rather it fall on a black man if something were to happen, than that. And I think that's not.
I think that's another overseer type of tactic, hiring security guards of color, and you know, the fear aspect that's already ingrained. Is that fair to say?
But that doesn't like scare me. Like,
Right, that's what I'm saying. If I see a black cop, I'm like,
yeah, not like nodded, like,
Yeah, but I think that's another thing, like, because they know we'll respect them more, you know, like, hey, you know, what's up, you know, we'll talk to them more, and maybe they go and report it back, but I don't know.
That's how overseer tactics work, though. You ain't always scared of the black males looking over you. You know, sometimes, 9 times out of 10, you cool with them to a degree, you know what I'm saying? That's the fact, though, is once you know you out of line, he gotta do his job.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's.
But you'll respect them more.
I don't know, man. Like I said, I've had some great security guards that have, if they were overseers, they're really bad overseers. I'll put it like that, because they let me get away with just some, you know, shit that kids get away with. You know what I'm saying? Like, if there wasn't a security guard there, then you know.
White or
like
black?
That. Black, yeah, white.
If it was white, do you feel they would have let you get away with those tactics?
No, definitely not. Definitely not. I've had white security guards that take their job way too seriously. Way too seriously. Like, you know, where's your pass at? And like all types of shit. And then it's always that black security guard that's like, okay, yeah.
I was gonna say, but there's those black ones too that take it too serious.
Yeah, bro.
Y'all got one out over.
What's the name of the ball one?
Yeah.
He take his job.
Well, I don't know. It was a little different. I think that it was on area though. It was Aurora, Denver.
Two things. Before we go from overseer to segue into officer, all right, we can talk about that here shortly. Before we go there, let me just say, let's do one thing first. I heard you guys say earlier that if you guys could do high school all over again with the mentalities that you guys had, you guys would, right? My question is to you guys who have went through high school, right? Being accountable and looking at yourself in the mirror, what would each of one of you guys have done better than that you're saying now in high school? Or taken advantage of, or, you know?
It changes every year.
I would have taken advantage of the teacher's experience, like having conversations with them, and, you know, I've seen like teachers go out to lunch with their students. I would have actually built relationships with my teachers. But because, like I said earlier, I didn't feel that want to do that, I didn't.
I mean, look, I agree. I would have built way better relationships with my teachers for sure. And then I would have also been a part of extracurricular activities that wasn't athletics.
Yeah.
Like I would have been a part of everything involving speech and debate, to like the chess club. I would have been a part of all that, and I would have gotten my advanced skills through that and got a bunch of scholarship money together and went to go to school to like get my doctorate or something. If I knew this at like 14, 15 years old, I would for sure do that.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Shit. I don't know. To be honest, I didn't really care about this shit with my teachers. I don't know, man. It's just like, I want to say I would change like a lot, but at the same time, I don't think I would change a lot just because it's the person I am, and like, you know, I feel like everyone.
Yeah, I learned a lot.
Yeah, you know.
I'm happy with the experience.
Exactly. I wouldn't be where I am if I didn't make the decisions I made. But I'm not gonna lie, if I would have known everything that I would have known, I just would have been way more efficient with just everything. I feel like I would have put more money and I would put more focus and like energy into the shit that actually mattered. Like the shit that didn't matter back then was like girls, clothes, you know what I'm saying? Smoking, just like all this shit that just you didn't need to put like on a pedestal that I did. I kind of figured like I wasted time doing that, and so I figured it'd probably make me a better human being. I don't know if it made me more smarter or, you know, better off, but yeah.
I think mine would be, I think I'll still focus on like college in the future. Like I only hung out with people who had like the same like ambition as me. Like, and obviously like that wasn't like, it wasn't a lot of people that looked like me. So like I didn't really get to create connections with like girls that looked like me, which there's obviously girls, like so many girls out there with the same ambitions and that look like me, but I kind of limited myself to like one environment and one path because I thought like this is the only way, but like that wasn't the only way.
That's awesome. So I told you it's a two-part. So what's the advice for Noah Joa then? Have you taken any of this in, Noah, with what they're giving you about high school? What's some things that you kind of took from that?
What I took is that I need to like build a good relationship with my teachers and like communicate and build with them on like the things that I need to like be good at in life and succeed and be at a high expectation and reach my goals. And mainly what has said was that you don't have to worry about like smoking, clothes, or like girls. That's what I'm like messing up on, basically. That's what I need to fix.
That's what everybody has big.
But you're a boy though. I mean, and also that's nothing that you should remember. I can remember being the same thing. I'm pretty sure everyone in this room, including Tux, including Dama, including people in the back room, they can all tell you there was a time when they was saying the exact same shit. You know what I'm saying? Hearing from somebody in high school, telling them the exact same shit that we're telling you. You feel me? It's just gonna play in history. Like you have to go through it. You know what I'm saying? Just being more efficient towards it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, I feel like that's the best teacher though. Like he can teach you a whole bunch of shit, but until you learn it for yourself, until you go through it to yourself, until you actually mess up for yourself, then you won't like actually learn it. You know what I mean?
I was gonna say there's really no advice to tell you. It's your own path.
Just your own, but just do it.
You can use it to your advantage. Like you don't have to.
You don't have to mess
You don't have to go and like,
not on
smoke
purpose.
and like, or now I gotta go do it.
Just if it naturally, just
If it
Don't
happens,
feel bad, like, oh, I'm a failure. Like,
you gotta learn from it.
it happens.
But also don't rule out the lessons that the elder people, not elders,
That's what I'm
the older
saying.
people are telling you.
Right.
Keep those in mind for sure, because it's really not worth the hype.
That's key.
Yeah.
Because there's certain things that you can avoid just listening to people.
You know?
Like, I'll give you an example. Like, you are right. Life is the best teacher you could possibly have. But if a grown man who's had babies as teenagers, or a woman who had babies as teenagers, and they're telling you do not have sex in high school,
Listen,
bruh, that's what I'm saying. There's certain things that you do gotta take into account that you don't gotta experience for yourself.
but you have to experience even that, even learning to listen to somebody telling you something.
I
Like
would
you,
say,
like if you touch your, like you put your hand on the stove, right? Your mom tells you don't do that. That's hot. Your mom is clearly older than you,
For sure.
and you're a little kid. You're gonna do it regardless, right?
Yeah.
You
Not
don't do it
always.
again.
Not always.
Not always. Not always. Not
You're gonna do
always.
that.
Not always.
That's
but
just
usually-
rebellious spirit.
But as a,
Every child's
hold up, time out. As a kid, none of you niggas know what y'all was doing, so don't
You
be telling
didn't know
me.
what
Don't
you
be telling me.
Every child's rebellious.
But still, there's been times when you said, I know my way is right, their way is wrong.
Yeah.
They've been older than you, and then you have realized that way was completely wrong.
For sure.
Right? Right? Like that is gonna happen like that. And so I feel like
Yeah, you gotta have it,
even
bro.
to get to the point where you have to be like, I'm gonna listen to somebody, because people told me over and over again, you gotta listen to people, you gotta listen to people, you gotta listen to people. It took me fucking up, excuse my language, it took me fucking up and like really getting down on my shit for me to be like, damn, I really need to listen to people. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that was way more, I can't think of the word, but it was way more progressive than people just bashing over my head. You gotta listen to older people, listen to the older niggas, listen to they telling you this is right, this is right, this is right, this is right. Because I mean, regardless, I'm gonna do it my way.
But also you gotta realize and take into effect as well, this is a struggle within the black community everywhere you go into America. There's a lack of literacy as well. The best way you can learn something is also reading and seeing experiences from other people and watching, right? So being able to read more and understand what's going on around you could really impact your choices in life. So teaching kids at a young age, like for example, something that nobody said that I'll give advice to is read more. That alone is going to give you a lot of experience and it'd be a great teacher for you that you don't have to experience throughout life. You're going to be 40, 50 years old and then learning stuff that you wish you did at a young
Get a
age.
Kindle. Niggas don't buy books.
But
I just said read more. I said read more.
Read articles and shit. You don't gotta go out and buy a 50-page book or a 150-page book.
Schools have a library for a
Like,
reason,
yeah,
it's not
but-
just for show.
Read more, man.
It's not just for show. I feel like
yeah,
The world is going
just
digital.
pick
though.
and choose, speaking on lessons, pick and choose what you want to listen to.
Yeah.
Because
That's
some
just-
guy could say, oh, don't ditch. But you're ditching making money, you know? You're ditching building an empire. You know, you're ditching, you know, doing your thing or whatever. Not saying school is not necessary, but you're doing your thing. His story isn't yours.
How you making that money though?
In his own opinion.
What if you destroying the black community doing that?
But I'm not saying,
What
I'm
if he's
saying, what
not?
if he's starting a business?
If it ain't, do what you gotta do.
What if he's
But-
opening the store
what's up.
across the street, just
What if he's
delivering
failing
it?
out?
Not always just that.
I mean, how many black kids you knew who was ditching school, opening up a business that was building an empire that wasn't illegal? That wasn't illegal. How many?
He could be the first.
Hey man, that's what I'm talking about. nigga. Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I ain't saying
see,
don't
that's
do
the
that. If you
problem.
hustling, hustle.
That's the problem. Everybody thinking stereotype.
Everyone's thinking the stereotype.
everybody's like
Yeah, the stereotype. You gotta tell me.
Ditching the code. Nigga,
Show me the
you don't know,
stereotype
man.
on the fact that how many brothers and sisters you know who was ditching school that was doing it, you know, really making money out there that was doing it legally.
I'm not just saying just making money.
Yeah.
It's not a
I'm
stereotype.
saying they
it's-
have their own personal reasons for not being in
Ditching
school
school,
that
yeah.
actually productive, or they don't have to be there for a certain reason.
Yeah.
Just make sure you think before you
Yeah.
Just think.
Two quick things before we go to break. First thing, a 50-page book. Like you said 500. You're like, you gotta go out and get a 50-page book. Like 50 pages, bro.
Like you also said read articles too though.
50 pages? That's like a travel guide.
Magazine.
Throw your head back with like 50 pages. Bro, it's all right, last, because we have a question from the audience and actually the crowd that's watching you. They want to know, what is the cultural damage that you guys think kids of color endure by not having people of color inside the schools? If we can just run real quick to that and then we'll go to break.
For sure.
They just misled
I
it.
feel like people have a lot of problems. Well, not everyone, but most people have a lot of problems at home, and then there's not being black teachers, they have no one to go to.
Yeah.
Because no one understands them. There's no outlet for what they're feeling
And they
inside, and
can't
then
go to the
it
school.
bursts out in guns and this
The
and
black
that.
experience, they don't understand the
Yeah, so-
black experience.
Yeah, exactly. and you know you can always change something.
Relatability towards the.
Yeah, and then culturally damaging. I think that I think if you really start peeling layers back, you can start to you can see where that whole whitewashed and you know, like you're white and you talk the whole educated talk shit. I feel like not having a black teacher there to really understand that, because if you have let's say you go to an all white school, right, or a majority white school, and you got a black teacher there. 9 times out of 10, that black teacher is going to be going through the more of the same experiences that you went through. Case in point, Trinity, I'm pretty sure you had a black teacher, right? And she went through the exact same thing. Like they're probably the exact same people, like real articulate, really know how to express themselves really, really well. But to another community, that's like whitewash. You know what I'm saying? You whitewash, or you talk funny, you talk weird, or you talk white.
That's just being
And
educated.
right, I think it's just being educated. And I feel like if you don't have that support system there to really tell you it's not whitewashed, you know what I'm saying? It's educated. You're actually really speaking articulate. You can really go through some really tough times, depression, and anxiety, not feel black, which is a terrible.
That's a terrible feeling.
Yeah.
That's a terrible feeling, especially when you're not the one saying it; it's the people around you.
Yeah, it's like what?
Yeah.
That used to be the weirdest shit when a black person would be like, "You're not black." Looking at how black I am, like what?
That's my phone now.
I think that kind of goes back, if I would have had, or just in middle school, if we would have had more teachers of color, me being in honors classes wouldn't have been weird to my peers. I would have hung out with them, or they would have seen me as an equal to them, not oh well, she's weird, or she's a square, or she talks white, and then I would have hung out with people who didn't because then I'm oh, I'm white, well, obviously can't kick it with y'all, y'all don't see me.
And even with black teachers though, that brings more black students in, you know. So I'm saying if you have a black IB teacher or a black AP teacher, more black IB students are gonna come out of that just because you have a black teacher. So I feel like just
And I feel like black teachers have a lot more to offer than just the regular curriculum and all that other stuff. So it's obviously going to change some mentals.
I used to have a black dean, like I said earlier, and he used to actually, his past, he used to be a gang member of blood, and he said the way he just told me the ways he came up from it, and just how he changed his life. And I think if we have a lot of teachers like that, or even a lot of principals or deans like that, then we know how to do it. Or then we know how to change our story.
Or even teachers and things that had it good, not saying they had a struggle life, but I went to college, I did this, I did that.
And you know your pathways.
You're my color, you're doing the thing, you know.
It was cool as hell seeing somebody at my school that was black, with a Mercedes Benz, you know what I'm saying, coming off.
Right. I was I can get where you get. Let me talk to you.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. We need more black teachers. 1, 2, 3.
We need more black teachers.
All right, takes the break.
All right, y'all. I'm Young Activist, and we're here about to go to break, and we'll catch you guys in how many more minutes?
A couple minutes.
3 minutes.
Just stick around, bro.
All right, guys. Young activists back here, and we're with our youth today. And now we're going to be speaking on current events going on here within this community. We're going to start off on this side.
Alright, so
let's start here. Let's start from overseer to officer.
Okay.
Let's start from overseer to officer. Obviously, we know the biggest situation right now, officer related, was the death or the murder, actually, of George Floyd. We are here in Denver, which is highly publicized within the media these days of how we're active, or being active, protesting, whether it's rioting, protesting, if it's peaceful, but we're all over the media circuit. For kids that have, let's just start off. Did you guys all watch the video or no?
yeah.
Did you really? Could you guys let me know how you guys felt and also give everybody a chance to speak, just go around, so everybody be heard.
Well, when I was watching it, the fact that it's 10 minutes long, that's just crazy. And so when I seen that it was 10 minutes long, I was like, well, I knew at some point we was gonna witness him just not move. And so my thought process when after he stopped moving is like, all right, you already did what you thought you was doing right, so just get up. But when I seen that he wasn't, you could tell, and I don't know how you can't tell, but you could tell that he meant to kill that man. And so it was just like, I had so many questions, like why why did no one stop it? Everybody's recording, everybody's yelling, but not stopping it. So I just had a lot of questions.
My thing was just seeing how long it was, and biggest thing for me was just seeing the other cops, act like they didn't see anything. That was big for me. Like, you guys are really unified and, brothers. You have a brotherhood, and it's just not it if you see one of your colleagues killing a man, an innocent man at that point. Right. And, you see him, he can't breathe, it hurts, like, get him up. Don't act like you don't see him. You have your gloves. I think he had I don't know why he had his gloves on or whatever, but it was just cringing and angering to see.
How I felt was pretty sad and like mad at the same time, because they should not like waited 10 minutes that long just to make sure he was dead. It should have just after got him up, then just put him in the car. But they had to like put him down and like kill him. It was just upsetting.
What I personally thought was, I've actually already spoke on this topic, but I definitely will speak on it again. If this was a dog, you will see a bunch of white people going crazy right now saying that the police is out of control. If this was a dolphin, you will see a bunch of people trying to figure out ways to donate money, help his family, help out the situation going on. If this was a tree, you will see a bunch of people going and trying to hug it and make sure that it's comforted and taken care of. But since this is a black man and we treat it less than all of those things going on in America, you ain't gonna see that much value taken on of this life of a man. So, I mean, that's my personal opinion towards it, and it just shows on how America sees and values us as a community and as a people, and that's why you're not seeing the policies change within our communities.
To speak on that, they are currently looking at laws to pass to combat police brutality. They just passed it, they started doing that. But when I was watching the video, this might sound like a little weird, but I didn't really feel nothing, and which is kind of an issue to me, is because I've been so desensitized of the fact that my people are being brutalized by the same people that are supposed to protect and serve, like so much that another one just doesn't make, like, it just doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? So I felt like just like, wow, another one, and I don't mean to say that as like an Uncle Tom or like a coon kind of way. It was just like, the reality of the fact is, like, we've been getting our ass beat for a very long time, and I'm honestly 100% positive. I don't know what's like what really caused the uproar, because it was a lot of different situations where it was a lot worse, where it wasn't just a kneel, it was like gunshots, and it wasn't a crack, and it wasn't someone who done crack, or it wasn't for a forced check. You know what I'm saying? It was for something completely less.
Like
and
the
so
jogger.
right, and so it was to me, seeing the video, I didn't see a riot. I'm saying I didn't think that this was gonna be the spark. So like I said, just me seeing it was just like any other police brutality video. It was sad. It was fucked up, but it's my reality.
It's day to day.
Yeah,
Right.
that's true. That's how I take it.
When I see the video, like, I think my biggest emotion was that I have 8 brothers walking around the earth, like 8 people with the same blood as me that are like black men that are endangered, basically. And I think like that's all I could really think about is like not even worrying about me, but like them. They go through this.
Yeah, that's true. Also, as I was watching it, I was just like, it's just crazy because like other people, they could see it too because I accessed the video easily. So like, I was just thinking of like who else was watching it and what else they were thinking because it's like, especially like the younger people, just like they were just looking at it probably like, dang, like this is what happens to like me if I like get older and get accused of forging a check or get accused of stealing from a store or get accused of not walking in the right neighborhood. So it's like, it was just crazy.
I was watching the news one day at work. This one reporter, or whatever, was just on the news talking about, oh, he doing the wrong martial arts move. I've never seen that before. He's doing this and that. That's not even how you do it. You're worried about the wrong thing. You're worried about how he's doing it and not why he's doing it or what happened because he did
Never
it.
been done.
Yeah, it should have never been done in the first place. And then somebody buzzed in and corrected him, like, no, we're not even talking about martial arts. We're talking about a death of a black man right now.
Murder of a black man.
Murder of a black man.
So a lot of things that you guys kind of, punctuated was there was an uproar. There's, this was the spark. Kind of describe because it was caused riots, protests, still to this day, right? It's been what, 5 days, 6 days, 7 days, 8 days, what? So many days, and now it's been. It's either the highest of anarchy and some of the highest of activism. With all that being said, how do you guys feel, just first, without getting specific, on just the actual reaction and what you guys are seeing on the news and across the globe?
I think it's needed. I think I'm glad because like at some point you wonder like how many more until like things change and like we start like because I've been to a protest already and they started off peacefully. They always start off just yelling and chanting and marching, and then they got cops at one end of the street just blocking it off so they can't go, and so we'll just stand there and protest in front of them, and then right immediately if you get too close to them or they feel threatened, they're just gonna let it go, and like no matter what it is, if it's tear gas, rubber bullets, they don't care. They don't care who they hit either. It's just firing it into the crowd, and so I think it's necessary. I think the riots at some point are necessary because like we're mad. We're mad. We've been mad for so long, and so like we're showing you that.
I think it's a little late. I don't want to say too late because it should be happening, should have been happening, and it should continue. But I think it's a little late what happened to the riots and everything when Sandra Glenn died or Trayvon Martin or anything like that. It wasn't as big of an uproar as it is now, which it's good, it is, and it should continue. But I think it's late, like you said. We see him and it's like, okay. But everyone just kept going on with their lives. They posted a couple of times, but they kept going. But now that he died, I think it's late, but it's right on time.
I think social media is feeling the fire. So I think
Yeah.
like social media is keeping it going. Like that's why everyone's so hyped about it because you see what this person's doing and what this person is posting. So now you want to get involved because everyone else. But I think like it's gonna die down. I give it a week and then we'll all go back to our normal lives.
You think the message is still being amplified or is it being lost with what's going on?
Interesting.
I think it's too fluid of a situation. It's definitely getting lost.
Well, let me say this.
Yeah.
What do you think the message should be?
I think the message should be police brutality, and I think that was. I mean, if that's what we're fighting for, then that's what we should fight for. I think we should fight for reparations. If you asking me, I stand with the BET owner, but I think right now we should definitely be fighting for police brutality, and the thing that I'm seeing is everyone take away from that, and it's so annoying because how is somebody screaming "stop killing me," but everybody is screaming, but You know what I'm saying? Like that, like it's just you can't do that. Yeah, but that's necessarily how I feel. I mean, that's just like how you feel. I think it's necessary. I think it's needed. Everything is insured, so shit. If it's insured, break it. Fuck it. Why not? I felt like people of our skin color have been passive for a very long time. We have been forgiving for a very long time. We have been hugging our. You of all people, Elijah. You of all people should know we've been hugging our oppressors for a very long time, and I think that it's time that like it's time for everybody to know, the entire world to know that like shit, you keep fucking with us, like this is what's gonna happen. We will turn this bitch the fuck down.
I seen a post.
Like,
Go ahead.
Go ahead, bro. No, I'm done.
I just seen a post that was just like, America's lucky that we're not fighting for revenge.
Right.
Instead, we're fighting for equality.
Right.
Like that's crazy. That just blew my mind because it's like we could be fighting because we've been
Pissed
doing,
off, right?
Yeah, for years. I'm talking about for years. But instead, we're like, hey, we're fighting so we can all be the same.
Right.
Like, what? That's just
Holy
Yeah,
shit, that's
history is
crazy.
repeating
I
itself.
don't think
This
that's
is a
ever
new
gonna work
generation.
though.
This generation is gonna bring this place down, you know, because it's not
It
not
is.
gonna allow this too much longer, you know, because at this point it's getting closer to home, and we're not gonna allow that.
Do you think that what's going on right now, what you guys are seeing, and you guys are into the social media aspect of it too, so you kind of see where it's going. Do you believe there is a back to normal after this? And if that's the case, are you guys as a generation willing to accept that? Second part of that question is, if you do not believe that, then what is the new normal?
I think there's a back to normal, just prolonged back to normal.
I don't think.
Back to normal as is?
As in like how we were before. I mean, cause I'm seeing little flashes and little glimpses of it, but I mean, as shit happens day in and day out, we don't know what the next day holds.
That's
So,
true.
and the way 2020's been going, like we really don't know what the
Yeah.
next day holds.
We on standby every
Niggas
day.
don't really know what the next day holds. So, I mean, I feel like after we get over just this rough patch just humanity is facing, because I mean, just face it, everyone right now, as like humanity as a whole, is just dealing with just a fucked up time. And so I feel like once we get past this, I mean, there will be a back to normal. There'll be a time when we look back and we think like, yeah, you know what I'm saying, we did that shit, and you know, like we're here now because of it. But that's just me.
I have a question. So when you say back to normal, do you mean back to normal as like just like how they were like, let's say 2019? We're like
Back to normal as in still
like-
beating our ass getting away with it?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, that's what you mean back to
Yeah,
normal.
that's what you're saying. Then
Back to normal is in like
Back to normal as regular American citizens
I
and
think
are they
paying
selling dope to your
I think so.
communities?
all of that.
Oh yeah.
So,
Okay.
it's always gonna be divided.
No, and that's why
That's why-
it's gonna be back to normal.
Yeah, that's why I don't want it back to normal.
No, I think it's gonna be different. I definitely think it's gonna be different.
Yeah.
It's too much. This is the first time when I can sit down and say this feels like everybody
Actually,
is on our side. Like everybody. It doesn't matter what race, what color. This feels like for the one time in my entire life, I have seen the black person with a support system
Yeah.
that is like beyond like belief. So
Right.
with that being said, if we can achieve things like that, if people are gonna keep rioting until they actually see change, then I truly believe we will see change. Because I don't see them stopping unless the government physically stops them, and then if the government physically stops them, then just think about how the American people will feel about that,
Right.
and just think about the backlash it will cause. What I think is gonna happen, they're gonna say, fuck it, let them do whatever they're gonna do, because they're already done it in Minneapolis and Chicago. They've already said, let them do whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Give them the city.
We're
How-
speaking on police brutality.
However, though, with that statement, now I'll get to Elijah, but with that statement being made, you have to remember what just transpired yesterday as in current events. Yesterday, the statement was from the commander-in-chief, so to speak,
Right.
the President of the United States,
Right.
stated that because the governors are letting their cities and their states do this,
Essentially being weak.
essentially being weak, he's gonna release the army
Right.
and the military on these actual states to actually go handle it.
Which he has full control
Well,
over.
then it needs
Which
to
is
happen.
true.
That's a waste.
But then I think about it.
So, and let me,
Freedom
that's the
isn't
second
free.
part, so without just leaving it there, if that was to happen, right? Because it's still going on, right?
Right.
You said the backlash, right?
Yeah.
I'm not sure that's something you want to look forward to, is a backlash. We're talking about a backlash between now the civilians versus the military, or?
But I mean, yeah.
We'll be different.
I mean, yeah, to an extent, but at the same time, the military are niggas that make up, I mean, people that just like you, just like you, just like you, just like me, just like me. There's people that I know that are in the military that if they came down here right now, for a fact, they wouldn't shoot me. Fuck what the government's talking about, the way that the world is moving, and like the climate that we're in. It's like a real fuck the system kind of climate. It's like a real, there is no power system. It's like a real shift in power. It's a
But
real shift
honestly,
in
but
power.
why
It will
do
go
numbers,
the way
too.
they think.
why do you feel that way though? Because like people are posting hashtag Black
Just-
Lives Matter,
Well, no,
but, like,
not even.
but I feel like it's just a social media game.
I feel like
Beyond that, who are people truly? Like anybody can go post Black Lives Matters. Anybody can go share like this or like, oh, we have to stop. Oh, we have to get it together. But
That's like
when it all breaks down, who's really real about it?
You
like
feel me?
that's like
That's what I was saying.
That's what I'm going
any
into.
white like
I mean, you can't
Commander-in-Chief,
nobody
any-
can get mad. I mean, you can't get mad because people are waking up now. If you,
But are they
and
woke,
you,
or are they
you
just
should be
Be
mad,
honest, I
but
think
y'all
you should
should
be grateful for what they're doing right
right now,
Yeah.
exactly.
Like,
Like,
they're
who
fighting
cares? Their
with
ill
us.
intentions is gonna come back on
Martin
them.
Luther
Exactly.
King said, lukewarm acceptance is worse
But it's
than
like they're
outright.
sharing it. It's getting
That's a
out.
great. Hey, and then on top of that, what you gotta realize is, bruh, we protested before a lot in the '60s. These are the same grandchildren of the same people who we protested with, who's against us, who put
Again,
crack in our
bro,
communities,
again, bro, the police
destroyed
system,
put our fathers in the prison
go ahead,
system,
go ahead.
who put our fathers in the prison system, who
Right.
put crack in our communities, who plagued us with AIDS and HIV and all these other situations within our communities. These are the same people who protested with us, bruh. They're not gonna change if this system goes against us.
If anarchy continues, if anarchy starts, and if shit starts getting fucked up, I don't. This country was built on that shit.
Yeah.
The Boston Tea Party was literally niggas throwing shit off of a fucking boat.
Was it niggas?
Okay, people
No,
throwing shit.
not people. Was
White,
it niggas?
white people throwing shit off a boat. But my question is, why does it have to be different? How come we can't take over the country that we fucking built?
Because it's
I
not
feel
designed
like-
for us.
I feel like being that we're in a new generation, what he's saying makes sense because we're in a new generation where it's like, all right, some white people are just like, okay, well, who cares
A new
about what my
generation with the same
grandfathers
system.
did?
Do y'all not realize that this American?
Things have to change. If
Yeah.
it's a new generation with the same system, then things have to change.
That's what I'm
So
saying.
how are-
Shit has
It's
to
not
change.
gonna
But how is it gonna change if we're doing the same shit that we were doing 40 years ago?
So why
50 years
are we
ago?
trying to
How
change
is
this with the same snakes that's been oppressing us? I
Well,
can't trust.
we're not telling people white people come down and fuck with us. The hashtag is Black Lives Matter.
So
the
then
that's
hashtag
only
is
because
All Lives
black-
Matter.
Black is being cool. Like that's the only reason.
I feel like there's
I'm
people
on
that
Black
know
is
right
being
from right
cool.
and wrong from
Like,
wrong. You
No,
know?
again, y'all, go ahead.
Well, I just want to, kind of just, kind of bring it to a flat, which is real. It is real. What we're talking about. You guys talking about a real conversation that's going on right now, right? One thing that we brought up, we had a conversation on, just a couple years back, you would hear black folks, or say when Trayvon Martin was killed, you would hear black people say strongly, where are our white allies? How come these white folks that actually see the situation happening with us don't feel the same outrage?
Right.
Why are you guys not speaking up, right? And now we're at a point where they've accepted the challenge in a sense. Hold on though. Because that's not the conversation. The conversation is the intent, though, as well. Are you a few things? Are you just, releasing from being captive, captive from COVID and the pandemic, and you're releasing cabin fever?
Right.
Are you just a person that just really is using that as a frustration because you've seen somebody else break a glass? Now you're like, oh, okay, I can pick up a bottle and just throw a bottle, right? Are some of these people actually, when they do this anarchy, and are they justifying their anarchy with a BLM? Right? Are these same folks that are out here doing frontline for white folks that are saying Black Lives Matter, will they be there tomorrow?
Right.
When it's time to make decisions and actually policy changes and really have the back? Are these white folks that are out here frontlining going to be the same ones financially when it's time to actually make the financial stand to actually make real change? So that's the discussion that people are having. How do you decide, or really differentiate who is who and who's,
Again,
You
but,
can.
but then again, what
You don't have to be worried about that right now.
Right, yeah. What am I supposed to do if I'm protesting against police brutality? My people. If I'm going downtown every day and I'm doing what I'm doing this shit like how I want to do it, or I'm doing this shit the way it's being done now, right? And if and again, I don't see how anyone can tell anybody how to act if you're being killed. You know what I'm saying? If you're being oppressed, how can you tell? It doesn't matter what they're doing or how they're doing it. Nigga, it's an oppressive system, right?
It's been
And you're not, and we're talking about the entire police brutality force as a whole, right? Again, as a whole, the whole police brutality, the whole police force is like it's rooted in racism. It's rooted in racism and terrorism, right? So when you put on a uniform, you stand for those values, regardless of the person who you are, right?
To a degree, yeah.
I mean, regardless, but it doesn't matter. If the entire system is fucked up,
Yeah.
why would we need that same policing, like the same freedom that they've been given? We've been given that same range of, yeah, just stop somebody. There's been actual laws, the stop and frisk laws, where shit, if you look like you did something, then we're gonna pull you over and see if you did something.
Yeah.
Right? You feel what I mean? So why would we, as a people, want that? And why would we sit back and be like,
That's because we got a white
but how is there any? But my question is, what way do you protest that? I've seen plenty of niggas like we've been stopped and walked out of school. We've been had walkouts. We've been not injured. We've been did shit like that.
Yeah, okay.
We've been
Tell me
peaceful
how.
for years.
Like, tell me how.
Well, there's one thing that we really haven't really tried.
What?
So what we gotta understand first and foremost.
Which is already in play. If it's like hitting the economics,
No,
July
it
7th,
isn't. It
that's
doesn't
already in
It
play.
doesn't have nothing to do with economics.
Okay.
What we have to understand first and foremost is what is the system based off of?
Money.
Okay, it's based off of hypocrisy, money, and what else?
Religion.
Christianity
Yeah,
doctrine.
religion.
Specifically like white Jesus, right? This is why. This is
Religion.
religion,
Right.
a white Christian doctrine
Right.
based off of a savior that looks nothing like us.
I don't know if it's a savior, but I know it's
The
religion.
savior that looks nothing like us.
Because America is built off of religious freedom. You can come here and remember that's what America was big for. You can come
In
here
God we
and
trust.
worship whoever though.
No, you can't. That's called Hellenism. That's how you that's how you integrate like a bunch of different belief
Yeah,
systems.
that's how
But
we want
overall, though, it's a Christian doctrine all throughout America. So the reason I say that is because the self-value of this system has been based off of a Christian doctrine. This is why Black America predominantly really hates themselves. Because it's hard for them to see God in themselves when their whole life they've been taught that this man who you go to church for every Sunday doesn't look anything like you. So when people who look, for example, white, who are your police officers, who are your principals, who are your teachers, like everything we've been talking about today, look nothing like you, and they're educating you on everything in which you're going to use the rest of your life, you're going to see them as God, subliminally. And so guess what? When your brother kills your brother in your neighborhood, in your communities, it's going to be harder for you to value that murder as opposed to when the police officer, who you subliminally see as God, kills one of your brothers down. That's why we're out here marching.
I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that I can't sit back and be like, I think white people are God and
No, I know you're not gonna say that out your mouth.
Even if subliminally, if I think white people are God, I mean like.
That's why we hold more value when they kill us as opposed to our own. Cause think about
That's
it.
not true. You can't say that for every black person. Cause I know if regardless, any one of my niggas died.
As a nation.
Even when they did die, I felt it.
But then what's the retaliation of when that happens? Because we don't go and kill the police officers' families, but we'll be willing to kill the mama, the grandmama, the brother, the sister of the brothers.
Personally, I didn't kill
I'm just saying, what's the retaliation when that happens? Like, I'll give you an example with Nipsey Hussle. When Nipsey Hussle was killed by a black man, guess what happened to his family?
So
all of them died.
So then you're contradicting yourself right now.
How?
Because that's exactly what black people are doing in the city right now. They are retaliating.
So they killing the police officer's family.
They're beating niggas up though. They're beating police officers up. They're beating police officers up. They're beating police officers up. They're getting back.
But the police officer's family, the one who killed that black man, are they going to retaliate in the way that we would do to our own?
No, we don't always kill people's family. Why
can't we do that?
We can't do that right now.
Why? What's stopping us?
No, but
If
we
we
don't.
find a way to go.
Don't push that. Don't push that narrative to that black
I'm
people.
not telling nobody
that we
to
kill,
kill.
that we kill, like gangbangers kill like other people's families and shit like that. Keep it G.
It's
Keep
just
it
an
real.
example.
It's always they always keep. It's always like your brother or it's always like your homeboy.
It's a retaliation.
It's never some family shit, right?
It's a
Right?
retaliation.
So let's go into some more, I would like to say at least importance to us, right? Because a lot of things that we're talking about are, unfortunately in America, these are usual antics,
Yeah.
right? However, we're talking to a new generation, which is you guys, okay? And with that being said, what do you guys feel like is your responsibility to help in this situation? Do you feel a responsibility, number one, within this situation, to make change? Do you guys feel a responsibility to make change? Do you guys feel that weight on your
I
shoulders?
feel like it's like
yet?
I feel like it's like a our turn type of thing. Cause like y'all went through civil rights and all that. Y'all went through all that. So I feel like it's just like our turn.
Sorry.
Now his generation didn't really do that.
Well,
No,
right,
yeah.
not
The
his
generation prior too, the baby
right,
boomers.
yeah.
They went through like the crack epidemic, Tupac, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Back-
Alright, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Back
They did a
back
lot
when
of
the civil
destruction
rights.
of the community.
Yeah.
That was
when
the
civil rights.
victim community, keeping
Yeah,
it banned.
yeah,
That was the victimized baby generation X
Yeah.
cracker.
The Reagan babies.
Right.
The Reagan
So if you
babies.
do feel what is your responsibility then
Well,
within that?
I just feel like anything and everything that I can do, I have like I must try to at least do it. Cause like I said, I feel like it's a my turn type of thing where it's like not exactly my turn, but it's like when I say my turn, I like talk for our whole generation. Where it's like we should at least try to do something that's going on right now. because-
What's the something? Do any of you guys have an idea what you guys think the something might be?
I mean,
Yeah, I would just,
raise awareness or something. But like I've been
not like that. I would say for me, if I would have kids, I would start with them. I would start with them, teaching them the laws and everything like that, what's right, what's wrong, what to do, what not to do, how to do this and do that, stay off the streets, do this, you know, so it doesn't have to end up that way.
yeah.
Not saying that police aren't just gonna stop a random innocent person and do that, but starting that way, then they can't, I don't know, they can't see us that way. I don't
Well,
know.
At this point, I just been like
But in this current event, yeah, participate. Go
I-
out there, make
yeah.
a change. Do what they didn't do in the past.
What do you think is that though? What is that difference? Anybody think?
I mean, it could be a lot of different things though. You know, I feel like protests is just like, I mean, it could be a lot of different things. You can hit them through their wallet, you can hit them through their, you know, through reckless, I'm saying, through some violence. You can go downtown and, you know, march and chant and stuff like that. Me personally, responsibly, I think my responsibility is to financially help the black community any way I possibly can, through the many ventures that you know we have coming and different things like that. So, yeah, because I always feel like black people don't get enough. I feel like we don't get enough attention to the things we need attention to. So, when it comes to responsibility, so that we can further, you know, educate and further thrive. Yeah.
I think our generation needs to ease our way into the system and actually make a change.
Yeah, that's
I
what
think
we just don't
we
know how to
need-
do that.
I don't know.
You mean by like being politicians and stuff?
Things like that. I mean, I know we have them now.
We have a lot of activists.
But-
I was like, we got a lot. We got
have
a
a
black
lot of
man.
them now, but I don't know.
We got a black
No, but
president.
no, what I was saying, what I was trying to go with like the activist thing is like, I feel like for example, you're an activist. I
Yeah.
feel like there's some way where like you could talk to a higher up or whoever you think the higher up is.
We
in,
talking
like,
about
this
political high officials.
Yeah, and then just get your like foot, your both your feet in that door.
What do you believe that the responsibility of change on your shoulders is? Or on yours personally and in general, please.
My responsibility for change on my shoulders and what I feel like I could hold value for my community is teaching them the false doctrines in which they've been taught through, if it comes to religion or also just who they are as a community. I feel like a lot of our people are lost spiritually. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to, you know, what we identify as, like, as a black community, we really don't have a title. You know, every, like, 30 years, the name of, like, what we're labeled as in America changes. We were called urban, we've been called Negro, we've been called nigger, we've been called spick, we've been called colored, we've been called African American. We really don't have an identity as opposed to a lot of other nations. And so when we figure out who we are as a community and as a people and start valuing ourselves as such, you're gonna see a lot of changes naturally, you know what I'm saying, from nature itself, because we understand who we are. Start really understanding and reading our history for who we are. You know, we understand that this political system in America as a whole hates us. It's not gonna change. But if we understand how to love ourselves, it's gonna change around us. We're gonna start really wanting to learn how to build with one another, really learning how to love one another as a whole. Like, I'll give you one example. You know, one example I feel like that could really change in our communities. I feel like, stop selling drugs. Let's just use that as an example. If we stop doing that within our own communities and stop selling drugs to one another, you will see a big impact on our community's changes. Because a lot of our mamas and a lot of our dads on drugs, a lot of our aunties, brothers,
But
and sisters.
realistically, the drugs are.
As an
No, I was
example,
about to-
as an example.
Just realistically.
I was about to say, drugs, I mean, I feel like the reason why our kids sell drugs is just because, like,
To
how
get
we was
by.
talking about. Yeah, 'cause
To
they don't-
hustle.
They don't have no school system like we was talking. They don't
For
have
sure.
nobody to connect to.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I feel that wholeheartedly. I understand people gotta pay bills, money gotta get made. I get that.
And you can't yell at a nigga, stop selling drugs.
No, for sure. No, it's just
White
that,
man,
it's just no, it's just as an example. Listen, it's just as an example. You know what? I use a better
Oh,
one.
yeah, no.
I use a better one just to make everybody comfortable. Because selling drugs can be a touchy subject. Because I understand that, you know what I'm saying, people gotta pay bills. Even though there's a lot of opportunities in Colorado to get jobs, let's keep it a band. There's a lot of ways that you don't really need to be selling drugs. Just as an example.
Overall,
But I'll give you a better example. Stop having sex before wedlock.
that's more of a religious thing though.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is, because 18 or 19, you're considered grown. I'm considered grown. Why do I have to get married to have sex?
Okay, so then with all of that being said, Noah, how do you feel about do you feel you have a responsibility of change on your shoulders because of what's going on right now? If you don't, that's fine. I mean, it surprises me that any of you guys actually feel that responsibility, you know? Well, just give the young man a chance to.
I would say I feel I have like some responsibility because some of our like Black and Hispanic people are becoming homeless because of the things they are going through, like all the problems they have to deal with, and that's like one of the things I'm trying to do is like to help the Blacks and Hispanics get on their feet again, like trying to help them find a home, get a job, do something that they can do that can help them and their family if they have one.
It's
have a better life.
It's a little disheartening, at least for, geez, I was gonna say it, Damo. It's an elder, right? To hear the pressure that you guys have to deal with, right? Because there's a lot of onus too to some adults, as myself too, is like, you know, damn, where did we go wrong, you know? And then it also dives in a lot more in centuries and history and blah, blah, blah.
I don't think it's pressure. I think everyone wants to.
Yeah.
You know, everyone has seen what's going on, or some people have seen what's going on, and they actually feel what they want to do. Like, I want to make a change. I don't want to see this anymore. This can't go on. This is my color. This cannot go on. I don't think it's pressure. Not for me.
Okay, so there's a term that's very powerful that I always hear, and you guys probably heard it too. We're not outnumbered, we're unorganized. We're outorganized,
That's
right?
right.
So if we were to have a guide, right? Like a guide of saying, okay, this is Black excellence,
This is the rubric.
this is the rubric of how we can get everything in. Would you guys really be acceptant of an actual rule book?
Statistically,
No.
A lot of them,
I wouldn't.
Even though you guys just all know, right, That's what you guys were just talking about. We're not outnumbered. We're unorganized or out organized, so on and so forth, right?
Sure.
However, and that's the way out of poverty, and that's the way out of the bullshit is organizing, right? Yet when we mentioned about organizing and getting in line, you guys were quick to go ahead and kind of like, nah, I don't know about that. You said rules now, man?
That's because
Man, I got my own life to live.
Yeah.
Right?
Facts though.
Hey, you know the crazy part is we
that's-
do, majority of us, I ain't gonna say everybody, but I would say 85% of the black community, you know what I'm saying? You could even put the Hispanic community in there, but we talking about the black community right now. We do got a rubric. It's called the Bible. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us read the Bible, we go to church, a lot of us are labeled as Christians, right? But we don't really follow anything in the Bible. And so, let's just use the 10 Commandments for example. Thou shalt not steal. If we stop doing that, just that in the community and actually followed what that said,
You wouldn't even have America.
come on, man. Thou shalt not kill.
You wouldn't have America.
Come on, man. I'm just saying, in the black community.
That's not the black community.
No, and I'm just talking about the black community. The white man has been hypocrite. They don't even follow their own Declaration of Independence. I just want to talk about our community. If we followed just the simple rules in which we say that we believe, if we followed it, you would see an extreme difference of change.
Well, there's at least an agreement. So what I'm saying is that if there was 10 commandments, so to speak, that were beneficial directly to the black community, right? Beneficial directly to us for uprising and so on and so forth.
For sure.
What is it going to take for people to follow that, or is that something that just wouldn't even work at all?
Broccoli is good for you, but not everybody like it. You feel me?
It's really, people say that. But but go ahead. That's another conversation. But I hear what you're saying.
So I mean, like, just because it's beneficial doesn't always mean that it's like the only way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's not the only. You didn't say it was the only way.
Well, I'm not saying. What I'm saying is based upon what's been happening for black folks in America. We've tried a bunch of ways,
Yeah.
except full-fledged, complete
Anarchy.
submissiveness to organization
Discipline. Being
and the
disciplined.
discipline to organization. Do you believe that discipline could be found? If that is the key and the cure-all, do you believe that discipline could be found?
I
Yes.
think so, but a lot of people have a problem with contradiction. I think a lot of people will say something, but they don't follow through. Say
Hypocrisy.
something, and they don't mean what they say. Oh yeah, Black Lives Matter. Oh yeah, this and that. Well, I don't want to get on that, but I'm just saying a lot of people are hypocrites
For sure.
for sure. And I don't think, I don't know.
It's just the world,
Speaking
though.
on the
Like,
Christianity part, a lot of people have
Crosses.
tattoos and crosses and everything like
The
that.
scriptures say you ain't even supposed to get
You're not even
tattoos.
supposed.
that's the Old Testament.
then-
Old Testament.
Like, come
Old
on.
Testament.
That don't mean
Old
nothing,
Testament.
bro.
But anyway,
Old
I'm just
Testament.
saying.
Hold on.
I'm
Old
saying
Testament, that's all
we
I'm
have
saying.
scriptures
Old
and-
Testament.
Listen, I
and
studied the
everything
Bible.
like
You gotta
that.
chill out on that.
That's all I'm
We have
saying. It says
scriptures
in
and
the Old
everything like
Testament.
that, but thou shalt not kill.
The New Testament,
We're not following that
Jesus
rule.
didn't get
Contradiction.
tattoos, by the way. I just want to let you know that. You gotta name me a prophet in the scriptures who got tattoos. In the New or Old Testament.
This isn't Bible.
Well, I'm just saying.
But I feel like
I'm
it's
just saying.
I get what you guys are saying. The thing that I'm trying to get you guys to see is that there is the outrage, right?
Mhm.
There is the outrage that we talked about for 30, 40 minutes already, maybe an hour.
Yeah.
For sure.
Then we actually came to something that is actually, could be an actual solvent that we've kind of agreed upon, has been something that, well, yeah, that for the most part, probable, and probability-wise, right? If we put that on there, then it could and would work. However, when that was brought up, there is a lot of rebellion. So that's a natural thing that's also within the community, right? So, you know, it's buy black or whatever, or you know what I'm saying? For example, when COVID and the pandemic first happened, you've seen a lot of us as black folks dive directly into our own communities for resources, and they felt a little more compelled to spend with each other because they were more confined
They had no choice.
they had no choice to their own, to who they knew.
Just kind of like
You see what I'm
Black Wall
saying?
Street.
Right, instead of going to Walmart to get toilet paper, you might have to cut, hey, Aunt Joanne, you know what I'm saying, we short a couple rolls over here, you feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it seemed like that was, but once we got back access to what's going on, our confines started opening up, we just started saying, hey, fuck that, Andrew, listen, you know what I mean, finna go to Walmart on my way. So
I bet you can't. It's convenient.
It's
convenient
right.
as fuck. Like,
Convenience. There you go. Though.
Convenience
That's
destroys our community.
I mean-
convenience. You're saying convenience as being an American, right? All the first part, right, comes with struggle.
Yep.
So are you balancing your convenience versus the struggle? So I mean, it's just to get the conversation going to see, because that's tough. That's tough.
I just don't think that, you know, organization is. I mean, cause give me one time that a group organized and had a successful.
The bus boycott in the 1960s with Rosa Parks.
Okay.
That was like,
Yeah, we were talking about that, right?
That was a very successful protest that happened where they got exactly what they wanted.
I'd like to go to some of the comments too as well.
yeah,
I honestly forgot my.
And share just a few real quick though. Just waiting for them to load up, of course. I have somebody actually born in the 50s that is agreeing with you guys. They said they've been going through this for 6+ decades. We do our part, we pray, we march, we do it all the time and time again. It says we've always had extraordinary leaders, but they killed them. We need more powerful leaders, though, to uphold that and not be scared. Let's see, white folks are afraid of our history and the horrors they are responsible for. They're scared. They need to implement our history in our schools and make them face it, realize it, and face their shame.
That's why you don't say all lives
Right.
matter.
And
That's
no
why
more
you don't
joking
say all
about
lives
it.
matter.
That's a powerful statement.
Shout out to you guys as youth. We're getting that from the community too as well. Noah, somebody who's empowering what you were saying too as well about speaking on building through establishing home economics and foundation. They definitely empowered your message there too as well. People are saying real good to all of you guys for actually, speaking up, and this is something that is great for you guys. So just to give you guys some kudos on that too as well. From going forward though, okay, let's just take it a quick step forward while we go into a closing.
Yes, sir.
Geez, it's still going on. Right, there's a lot of things going on right now, from COVID, crazy deaths. There's a lot of realization going on. There's a lot of layers being peeled back. A lot of things we believed in as kids when I was young growing up is, protect and serve is your police. They're definitely broken down. That the churches is all and holy. They're definitely broken down. The president is, a perfect example, definitely broken down. Government is, for you, definitely broken down. Like all of these situations now, these control mechanisms, so to speak,
They're being exposed.
are being exposed.
Yeah.
But it's giving more control into you guys' hands as individuals, as human beings, as just living your lives. So I do understand too as well, when you can't box yourself in, so to speak, what you're saying, to understand that, you know what I mean?
Right.
Cut yourself off. But what I'm saying is that basically, it's put a lot of freedoms in you guys' hands. How are you guys gonna utilize that? Like, how are you guys gonna utilize these powers, like creating your own? You guys are at a point where you guys are creating your own belief systems. You guys are creating your own protecting system, policing your own, and so on and so forth, because of your own faith-based systems, right? And then you guys also mentioned earlier that it was hard to choose because you don't know what's real or not, right? You don't know what's right or what's wrong. What to choose as your faith. It's not somebody's guiding you, a community of Christians or Muslims or whoever it is around you saying, believe this is what you believe in, so you grow up in that. So again, you guys are creating your own worlds. It's not a responsibility, but you guys have that.
For sure.
How are you guys gonna use that? What are you guys gonna do with this power?
I've been had it. So just want to start there. I've been had it. I've been creating my world since I've been in high school. Since I figured out that I'm as powerful as I want to be. And so I've tapped into that a long time ago. That's me personally. I think my people are starting to do the exact same thing, and they're starting to be like, I can do this. I mean, I don't mean like I'm stepping up, but I mean, it was a period point in time where a lot of black people just would not think highly of themselves. I see a lot of black people taking more steps and more initiatives than they would ever have taken before. Like, it's dope. But like I said, what I'm doing, I mean, it's nothing changed. Nothing's changed, so.
I feel like conversations like these, having with other people, are just like the good first step. Because then, like you said, we don't know what's real or not. Well, we have a conversation for like this long. Well, at least have an idea. And so I feel like just conversations like these with people with the same type of viewpoint or different, it doesn't matter. I feel like it's like one way we even have that power and control. So
Like educating myself, and everyone should get educated about everything that's going on and what happened in the past, and just everything, you know, broaden your spectrum of thinking, you know, open your mentality, you know, just everything just needs to happen. And I feel the biggest thing for me is just follow through with people's word. You say, we need to unionize, we need to get better, we need to do this as a community. Well, are you going to be there if we do that? Are you going to participate? Are you going to make things, are you going to make that donation, you're going to sign that petition? Just follow through. And I know I will, so.
What I would use the power for is to try to help our community get better and try to bring them back together, and try to be strong as we were, not bringing ourselves down or hating on each other, loving ourselves, one another.
Me personally, we just got to see God's in ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We have to treat ourselves as we would like to be treated. That's something that we have lost within the time span of the last hundreds of years living in this country. So if we can start understanding what the God is inside of your brother or your sister next to you, you will see a lot of changes within our communities. And it starts off with us being able to be more disciplined and understanding who you are as a person. It's your turn.
Oh,
He went first.
Oh.
He was like, I'm the man. Let's get it.
As far as my power, again, kind of like Kennedy said, educating myself, and really just separating like the fake from the real, and kind of where do I stand on the issue, and just really solidifying my beliefs and where I want to stand within myself and in this world.
I was gonna say one thing,
Go ahead.
like he was saying, once you get that mentality, we can do it, we can make that change and make it happen. And once we are out there actually doing something and quit thinking about the consequences, oh, if I do this, like the girl that was recording, oh, if I, you know, step in, I'm gonna get arrested. Oh, if I step in, I might die or something like that. You know, it may happen, consequences are gonna happen all over the place, but I think we need to let go of that thought and just go through with everything that we believe in and just power through, and we can make a change.
because there's always a
We'll
what
rise.
if not, you know, what if
I
you
think
don't
so.
get hurt, and what if you actually stop it?
It's always gonna be a what if.
Yeah.
It's
So-
always
It's
gonna
always a
be
what
a
if, so.
So don't think before you speak.
So,
Well,
just-
I don't wanna say, I'm
I
just
wouldn't say
saying, I don't know.
Like,
Don't be held back by fear.
Don't be
yeah,
held back.
don't think of fear.
That's what I'm
when you
saying.
don't think of fear.
But, I mean, you do have to be conscientious,
But you are
right?
human, so you are gonna have.
But
that.
there are fears, you know, for example, you know, I look at that situation, say with that young lady who was recording, you know, I think naturally
should've stuck, yeah.
naturally it was, you know what? Naturally in my mind it was like, damn, why don't you help that man? Right? However, right, if she did help that man, okay? If she did help that man,
It'd be a felony offense at least.
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
we don't know he was gonna die. You see what I'm saying? At her point, you see what I'm saying? So at that point, if she did help that man, it wasn't, she's just in her mind saying she's trying to save his life, right? But without him being dead, it basically looks like
Nothing.
obstruction of justice.
And yeah, without him being.
So now she's warranted to get arrested, not warranted, but that basically opens the door for that.
Yep.
So those unfortunately are the decisions that, you know, we do have to make. It's a fight or flight situation. That's fight or flight with life, right?
That's the-
I would just empower you guys to really, really dig into, you know, like you said, your hearts, your spirits, and really, really, you know, push yourself forward. I'd like these, continue to conversate with each other, continue to build yourselves as well. Before we go ahead and close out, and this probably will open up for a quick segment, but we got a chance to tell a white person something based upon what's going on. What are you telling them?
Man, I had a nigga, a white dude I ain't talked to in 3-4 years, text me. He was like, "Hey, bro, just want to let you know I'm praying for you. I love you. Stay up." Turns out he had texted all the black people in the friends group, but he had texted him that the exact same thing, copy and pasted and everything. So if I had something to tell a white person, I guess all white people, like, we not mad. I guess I'm gonna say is like,
I'm mad. I don't know about
He's
you.
not. I mean,
I'm
but
mad.
me personally, me personally, all white people, I'm not mad. This isn't a black versus a white person thing. This is a black versus racism. This is black versus police brutality. So, if any of my white friends on there, if you feel like I've been coming at you directly, if you haven't said anything about supporting our cause, I have been coming at you directly. Because if you don't support us, I think you're racist. I think if you don't support the black movement, then you are racist.
Silence is violence.
Yeah,
Silence
I was
is
about to say
violence. Hell yeah, silence is violence. That's, and I say that with all due disrespect. So yeah.
Okay.
I wanted to tell them just to like, if you actually support, then actually get out there and actually like show your support with doing the things that we're doing.
But wear a
Just
mask.
cause like, as I was like walking and marching through the protest, there's like people, you know how they have like apartments downtown. They just on their balcony just watching. They just come, you can join. You downstairs, just take that elevator. And so, we just if you actually support.
Okay.
I think mine would be.
But if you don't, get out the
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
I think mine would just be don't fake it. Like, you don't have to fit in. You don't have to support, but don't act like you do if you don't. Like, just
Don't
be
say you
raw.
don't
Just
see
be
color.
real.
I got black friends.
Right.
Yeah.
What about
I
you?
feel like we won't
I
win.
don't know.
Mhm.
Okay.
That is
You got some, you sure?
No, that's fair.
Cool. Thank you. Thank you to all these white folks for revealing, true colors. I appreciate you. It shows me who I gotta be working with, and it shows me that, I gotta build up my community and help up my people. So I appreciate y'all. You know what I'm saying? Can't be mad at a snake because he's a snake. You know what I'm saying?
Most importantly, can we close on what would you tell the black community?
We need to go for ICE next. We need to go for ICE next. ICE is next.
I say
We
keep
fucking with the
going.
police
Swear to
system.
God.
We go for ICE ass next.
Yeah.
I promise
Black
you.
He's low-key not wrong. But
Right.
He low-key not wrong.
We coming for you, ICE nigga.
Right.
We coming for
Right.
you, nigga.
Remember, your God's chosen. You are special. You are better than what they've been teaching you for hundreds of years. You are not a slave.
Amen.
Understand that. You are not just a black man in America. You are better than that. You are valuable. Remember that. You are better than what they make you seem.
Next, who else? What you guys have to say to the black community?
Trying to think.
He said.
Yeah, he
So
said
much
some
so.
good
Nailed
stuff. You're valuable. That's just once we
Just know
understand
your
that.
worth. Just know you ain't
Help each other.
right.
I know we have, sometimes we skim off. Continue to help each other, and we'll go.
Yeah, continue to stay in community because we do better with numbers.
Burn it down. That's what I would say. Still say it. Burn
America
it down.
will die.
Do it
Burn
your
it
way.
down.
Numbers.
Burn it down, man. Burn it down.
Build it up.
Until they give
Yeah,
it
we
to
built it.
Keep it going.
Noah's over there itching. He like, listen, I got stuff for the black community. Listen here, my people. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on. We got one your show.
Get ready,
Go ahead.
Basically, don't bring each other down. Basically, bring each other up because that's going to be something positive in your life. And when you bring each other up, you're going to succeed more.
Yeah.
Amen.
Peace.
We
All
are.
right, would you like to close? Y'all like to close?
I got you.
Go ahead, close us out.
Sound like a prayer.
All right, y'all. Don't bow your head. Keep your heads up because you don't know what's around your surroundings.
Peace.
Right,
You know
one
what I'm
round.
saying? But all right, y'all. This be Young Activists, and we also got the youth here, like Heads the Press. Say our names again for everybody.
Javante Lee.
That's Repress.
No,
That's
I-
everywhere. That's Repress on Snap. The Has Kicks on Snapchat. Has Repress on Instagram. Has a Kyle Hall.
All right, shout yourself
On
out.
Facebook,
All right, there you go.
Bellsire Productions, 720 Entertainment, My Denver Marketers, a lot of different stuff. Swipe season coming this year, winter 2020. But yeah,
There we go.
that's it.
Anyways, Trent back again.
No, I got something too. I got a line coming out as well. My name is Kennedy Identique on Instagram. Stay tuned 'cause I got something big.
Yeah. Anybody else want to shout anything out?
Support the black
Yeah.
business.
rnetwork.com.
Yeah.
RNetwork.com. This has been another jolting experience as well, and we're closing out.
YOUDIA.
YOUDIA. We know what y'all been thinking.
Well, what y'all doing?
Just relax, though, Kinfolk. We got you.
Well, what y'all waiting on?
Stay tuned.
Our network.
If you don't fail, you're not even trying. I'll say it again. If you don't fail, you're not even trying. To get something you never had, you have to do something you never did. Don't be afraid to think outside the box. Don't be afraid to fail big, to dream big. But remember, dreams without goals are just dreams. The chances you take, the people you meet, the people you love, the faith that you have, that's what's going to define you.
YOUDIA.
Welcome, boys and girls, ladies and gents, kings and queens, players and playettes. This is your hostess, Diamond, and this is The Issue. Your guide to music, art, and entertainment. Come and join our network as we push The Issue.
I don't know what it is about him.
Dope man, microwave. Standing in the kitchen, bitch, I'm trying to get paid. 2 fingers spread it, bitch, we reppin' the game. Stop all that swerving, nigga, stay in your lane. Running to this paper till I cash out. I was digging down your bitch and pull the track out. We the hardest in the city, nigga, hands down. Get to reaching for my chain, gon' be a man down. Riding through the city with the top off. Playing with the local, get you knocked off. I'm a friend's dead, bitch, Lil Uzi. I set this bitch off like I'm Lil Boozy. Dope man, microwave. Standing in the kitchen, bitch, I'm trying to get paid. 2 fingers spread it, bitch, we reppin' the game. Stop all that swerving, nigga, stay in your lane. Dope man, microwave. Standing in the kitchen, bitch, I'm trying to get paid. 2 fingers spread it, bitch, we reppin' the game. Stop all that swerving, nigga, stay in your lane. Yeah, dope man, microwave. Whipping in the kitchen, bitch, I'm tryna get paid. Stop all that swerving, nigga, stay in your lane. All that hating ass shit gon' get you shot in the face. 100 shots fired, nigga, man down. I ain't never ran around with my hand out. Shit, I used to be broke, but I'm on now. I wake up early in the morning, hit the trap house. Bottle after bottle till I pass out. Yeah, money up, gang, get the cash now. I set this bitch off like a little boosie. Yeah, all my friends dead like I'm Lil Uzi. Yeah, dope man, microwave. Standing in the kitchen, bitch, I'm trying to get paid. 2 fingers spread it, bitch, we reppin' the game. Stop all that swerving, nigga, stay in your lane. Dope man, microwave. Standing in the kitchen, trying to get paid. 2 fingers better, bitch, we reppin' the game. Stop before they swerving, nigga, stay in your lane.
Dope man, microwave. Standing in the kitchen, bitch, trying to get paid. 2 fingers spread it, bitch, we reppin' the gang. Stop all the swerving, nigga, stay in your lane.
G. Watch how you talkin', bitch. Bad bitches, they walk with me. I smoke that broccoli, 1500 for the jeans. I talk that guapanese, bitch, you can't sit walk with me. That's how I go to sleep. For a nigga, bitch, I flew her in from New York. Hey, chopper on my side, we pull up, shoot up the porch. Hey, hide this young nigga, they can't put out the torch. Hey, bitch, I'm with the gang, no, you can't hang, you a dork. Serving every day, I do this shit like a sport. Ooh, I just made a 10, I'm about to give me some more. Ooh, bitch, quit all that trippin', bought you Christian Dior. Ooh, the perk had me too high, I probably fuck in the morning. Ooh, sippin' on some shit that you can't even afford. Ooh, pull up something foreign, yeah, the one with the doors. Ooh, she said that I changed since TC started the tour. Ooh, I get racks to come outside, I used to be poor. Diddy, you ain't poppin', G. Watch how you talkin', bitch. Bad bitches, they walk with me. I smoke that broccoli, 1500 for the jeans. I talk that guapanese, bitch, you can't sit walk with me. That's how I go to sleep. Fuck a nigga, bitch, I flew her in from New York. Hey, chopper on my side, we pull up, shoot up the porch. Hey, hide this young nigga, they can't put out the torch. Hey, bitch, I'm with the gang, no, you can't hang, you a dork.
Yo, road boy. Wagwan dan dada. Yeah man, everything good. Yeah, good. You know the thing go already. Yeah, good you. Nah, no time for waste with them, you know.
All my niggas want to do is just be trappers. They didn't know just what to do, they had no options. All my niggas want to do is just be trappers. They didn't know just what to do, they had no options. Yeah, kick the door, I got that mink flow. Old school with the cornrows. Real deal, I ain't no fucking joke. Selling packs, cooking on the stove. Niggas is regular. Hitting my phone and hitting my cellular. Get piles like Pegasus. Counting them bands is feeling irregular. My shooters stand up. Trappers in houses that don't even stand up. Parents say hands up. Risking their lives for credit, pay cuts. I'm like better, got the pussy water. I'm a go-getter. Got the pockets platter. Get my niggas fighter. Your pants lighter. Oh, new car with the new doors. Got few holes that down the road. Got pre-rolls. 2 falls like I'm Kevin Gates. My niggas really out of time. Fill the wood up with the 8. Roll bitch and I said it's mine. I get niggas out, drop the dime on you. Out of time, better run, nigga. Don't matter where you from, nigga. Pardon me, I gotta shine, nigga. Gotta kill us with the iron on them. All my niggas want to do is just be trappers. They didn't know just what to do, they had no options. All my niggas want to do is just be trappers. They didn't know just what to do, they had no options. Yeah. I know niggas that been trapping out their whole life. I know niggas that been set up on them cold nights. I know niggas that just told me keep it solid twice. Grinding, thugging in the apartment, trying to find a light. All my niggas want to do is get the money. Fuck the love from the trappers and the junkies. Leave them bitches for them weirdos and them flunkies. Yeah, the only thing I want is really money. I got a new cruise, I got a new flow. Yeah, I'm grinding harder for the new doors. Yeah, I'm grinding harder like LeBron Wall. Game 7 like it's case closed. I just go and gotta get the pole. I just hold it, had to get the toes. Put the guns up, get the toes. Yeah, I'll send them away like a ship closed.
Come on! You know I ramp with me. You know I'm bumbo clad ramp with me. Eh? Make it bumbo clad people for fun. Uno come on. Eh? Uno come on. We kill bumbo clad people for fun. Uno come on.
All my niggas want to do is just be trappers. They didn't know just what to do, they had no options. All my niggas want to do is just be trappers. They didn't know just what to do, they had no options. Yeah.
Them hard days, man. North Carolina shit on the 9th Street. Straight shooters.
July.
I could really feel a rush sometimes. Then I bust that rhyme and stretch it out like fuck that line. Been rapping since I was 8, then they shitted me out. Fuck a toy, I was lit, they couldn't figure me out. Fuck a friend, I had a pen, I'ma sit in the house. I go out to spin and turn into prison without any doubt. That's why my lyrics do you dirty, nigga. It ain't no shortcuts to come up, cause living is a cruddy nigga. In elementary, I knew the cheat codes. San Andreas, CJ, my only hero. And fuck my mind up to find what motherfuckers alive for, die for. And switch up on the side for it. Do it like a kid playing Madden who was losing the game. Hit pause and change squad, so it's cool as a strange. You ashamed, how you let a score fuel the exchange? I'm going in, how I came, nigga, is still with the game. How you forget who you tryna be? How can you diss this for the next nigga stress? Cause my style is just shit. I write about it on autopilot, so how could you trip? Breaking their necks, say I flex, that's just how I present. Been a beast rap like I ain't got nothing to prove. No, I do, but the truth is that I'm stuck in my shoes. See the crowd and I feel I can't do nothing but lose. But I'm a young MC, how I be busting the moves. I look around, I'm probably the youngest up in the room. Too up to play, too young to stay, so what do? Running with the wolves, hoping they can show me the method. I get the message, I ain't ready, yeah, that shit is depressing, but check it. I get the feeling that's similar to the thrill of a gun bust. So whenever I be pissing it, keep it in the million, fucking Benjamin. Well suited like a gentleman, I never fuck with my adrenaline rush. I got the shit that they cannot touch. They say they do, I'ma call that bluff. Fuck what you heard about such and such, cause I got the shit that they cannot flush. We been rushing to get paid, yeah, we rushing to the grave. Put in work on my own slave, it's okay, I'm not afraid. They hit the gas, I hit my brakes. After the crash, my face had abrasions. From the airbag, my whip total thought life was good, then it flipped on us. Everybody saying they happy, I'm okay. God is good, why he happened to go away? I'm waiting for a blessing in disguise, and they saying it's a check in the mail, used it for a better ride. I get it, I was cool with what I had though. I should be thankful for my life, but I'm really feeling mad though. You know how much fucking money I put into this? Speakers, AC, radiator, are you serious? Stereo, fresh paint job, new hood, bump in the full tank of gas. All of my money went into this is the shit that have a nigga go from doing good to the bad. Hey, I was only taking Tony to school, so what's the reason for this? Show what you want me to do. I took 10 steps and then it folded into this vibe. Won't matter if I ain't able to do shit for the one who lied, but it's fuck you and the truth is you stupid for driving like you clueless. Didn't even walk over to see if we was good. Nigga tried to hit and run like a drive-by in the hood. That's faulty, right? Hell yeah, it could've cost my life. The universe came across the price out. Feeling like the devil trying to chop me right now. I'm making moves and they trying to stop me. Not now, my nigga. All I wanna do is build a buzz. Then make it independent off it's written cause I love it. Thankful the collision didn't crush me, but I'm still pissed, so don't judge me. Telling the story, give me a rush. I got the shit that they cannot touch. They say they do, I'ma call that bluff. Fuck what you heard about such and such, cause I got the shit that they cannot flush. We been rushing to get paid, yeah, we rushing to the grave. Put in work on my own slave, it's okay, I'm not ashamed.
Emotions getting the best of me, letting depression settle. Looking for outlets, but the outcome ain't any better. Out of my element, wings clipped in a crooked halo. No place for me to soar, unfamiliar views in the bellows. Contemplate while caressing this pistol, they trying to see my thoughts. I think not, I came too far to become a thought. Ain't no saying you love me when all your actions been false. Environment products switch through the maze and I'm in fault. Look, fuck trying to console me, I've had it, I'm at my peak. Didn't mean to tell you what's up there, I'm up and clutching this heat. Yo, bully gone off the raw and he begging me for a sweet. I tell them we war ready and hungry, ready to eat. The streets is a buffet and our appetites ain't suppressed. Put strength in my wrist, strip the scale that there's nothing left. Southern Cali under palm trees, smoke in the air. Something scrumptious inside of the condo when I appear. Baby fresh off the Greyhound, I'm pleased with this affair. Got off the bus with 6 and I let them go by the pair. You don't know the pain endured or how I grew to withstand. A little kid trying to catch a fate with the dope man. Don't sell to my mama again, young, dumb, can't comprehend. Year and a half later, I do the same as him. Over the stove, wrist spasm, perfected with from practice. Week before Christmas, the way I wrap the package. Times is hard like retards in mathematics. Scratch a chalkboard and the street screams how much damage that's been stowed upon. So words don't bother me. Got killers that'll murder a baby just for fucking with these. Harsh words for reality when a thought is acted. And now come when the world ain't spin but did a backflip. I stood up for a city that had chose to ignore me and put on for a district that wouldn't do nothing for me. So now I put on a tie to make your bitch adore me. Seen an iron team when I read language from other countries. Metaphorically, cipher lords even harder. So much hatred towards everything that I authored. Had me thinking how they trying to bitch warm the starter. Stayed with the rock, got rid of the dame like Sean Carter. Had me thinking how they trying to bitch warm the starter. Stayed with the rock, got rid of the dame like Sean Carter. The plug said he got me covered like comforters. So when you ready, it's nothing for me to smother ya. The plug said he got me covered like comforters. So when you ready, it's nothing for me to smother ya. Things.
Seismic.
Okay. When I walk in, you know I got that bad bitch scent. It smell like, please don't give me bent. Please don't give me bent. Okay. When I walk in, you know I got that bad bitch scent. It smell like that bitch on the shit, that bitch powder chips. She got common sense. Okay. Hey, tell me what's your proposition? I hope it's about digits flipping if I'ma listen. Yeah, she lazy if she sitting, that's just my opinion. Lost. Looking for a bounce like a minion. I say what like bottom of both. That's the opening can of hope. Lick it, suck it, I'm a fan of both. Slice and eat it like a cantaloupe. Wait, say what like bottom of both. That's the opening can of hope. Tapping out, yeah, better don't. Kill it, eat it like a cannibal. Whoa, please don't keep your bitch from around me. That shit about to get it with no boundaries, huh? That means all means. All means, yeah, show me all they might have to touch us on almonds. Yeah, I've been waiting, I've been patient. Millie's coming, I can taste them. Yeah, I've been waiting, now I'm pacing, cause the Millie's coming soon. I see the future, that's so Raven. Healing all, new life for me truly. I'm hitting all my goals, yeah, I'm shopping for new boobies. Got that laser, no more hair up on my coochie, no more free lunch for my kids, no more fading on my jewelry. Okay, when I walk in, you know I got that bad bitch scent. It smell like, please don't give me bent. Please don't give me bent. When I walk in, you know I got that bad bitch scent. It smell like that bitch on the shit, that bitch powder chips. She got common sense. She got common sense. Oh, she sound like her and look like her. Oh, she sound like her and look like her, and I'm like, stop it. Me no copy. They don't rock it how I rock it. I got swag, brain, bars, bad bars, fun. Swag, bars, brain, bad bars, fun.
That concludes another certified segment of The Issue. If you would like an opportunity to showcase your artistry on our network, please submit your content to ournetwork@gmail.com. That's AHRR network@gmail.com.